began when I was 19 years old. It was Christmas Eve, funnily enough. Go Santa. Yeah, I started having seizures out of the blue, and I was subsequently diagnosed with epilepsy. The fits themselves were simple to control with medication, but it forced me to give up everything that I used to define my identity at the time. My job, my independence, my car, obviously, my sport. I was into karate. My opinion of depression at the time was that it didn't exist, that you just needed to grow a backbone and get over it. So that's what I tried to do for many years, and funnily enough, that didn't work. When I'm having a bad day, it's like I have tunnel vision. I can't focus on anything other than the one problem in front of me. It consumes all of my thoughts almost, and I don't mean intentionally to ignore other people and other responsibilities, but it's just like I can't comprehend that they're even there. And so, friends and family have felt neglected at times and hurt. Some friends whom I relied on for support had to move. And at the time I was working a dead-end job, which I didn't enjoy, but I stayed there because it was less stressful just to maintain the status quo, which is a typical male response when they're not coping. So that's what I was doing. Once I eventually got over my ego, I decided to go see a counsellor. I had thought about taking medications, but as I already hated the drugs I was on, I decided not to go down that road. Their opinions were challenging at times, but it was definitely the truth that I needed to hear. And one of the key things they talked about was the role faith plays in recovery.
So this is how many bad days begin, with a list. Things like worship, exercise, breakfast, shower, do washing. I find it necessary on bad days to start with a rudimentary list. If I don't schedule my day like this, then I'll fail.
I was angry at God for a long time. Even though I knew it wasn't his fault, there was simply no one else to blame. And speaking to the counsellor was the jolt I needed to take control of my own recovery. But once I got over blaming God, my faith became the cornerstone of my healing process. Verses like 1 Corinthians 10:13, "No temptation has overtaken you except which is common to man, and he is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you are able, but will provide a way out." This reassures me that whatever rubbish I'm facing, God has a way out. He may not remove the problem, but he will definitely see me through it. And Proverbs 24:16, "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rises again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." This tells me that it's not about falling and failing and making mistakes. What matters is what I do next. Do I stay down and wallow in my depression and grief, or do I, in God's strength, get back up and keep going?